Good evening, everyone. I'm Anjali Singh from Production and Industrial Engineering branch of 2K22.
And I, Ayush Bhagat, pursuing my BTech from Civil Engineering Department, welcome you all on behalf of the IETE Students Forum.
Allow me to introduce to our IT Students Forum from BIT Sindri. Our club is a vibrant techno management club affiliated with the national IT body. Our goal is to empower youth through cutting edge technical education and skill development. We organize engaging webinars, hands on workshops, and thrilling technical events. Additionally, our regular group discussions fosters a collaborative and innovative community approach among our members.
Today, we gather to examine a pivotal transformation in our legal system. The central government of India has enacted three new criminal laws, replacing the long standing colonial era statutes. Effective from July 1st, 2024, these laws will bring substantial changes to various aspects of our legal framework.
To foster a comprehensive framework on understanding of these new legislations, higher education institutes nationwide are required to conduct a seminar or a webinar along with workshops. Today's webinar is a part of this initiative aiming to elucidate the key provisions and implications of these new laws.
We are honored to welcome a distinguished expert who will guide us through the intricacies of these new legislations. Please join me in introducing Professor Sumanto Mandal, a highly esteemed faculty member of the Department of Humanities at BIT Sindri. With his extensive expertise in legal studies, Professor Mandal will provide valuable insights and enrich our understanding of today's topic.
Sir, please come on stage. Well, I guess there must be a bit of wait. Do you know a few facts about today's session? I would like
Yeah,
Ayush to start.
There are certain facts about the criminal laws. So, the three new criminal laws, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, and Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam, they seek to replace the Indian Penal Code 1860, the Code of Criminal Procedure Act 1898, and the Indian Evidence Act 1872, respectively. However,
BNS
there
is
are
the,
certain other facts also.
BNS is the new form of IPC. Under the new act, more relevance has been given to offenses against children and women. For the first time, terrorism and terrorist acts have also been considered under the new act.
Another important fact is that the new version of IPC also provides for a new balance form of punishment in the form of deterrence and reformation by introducing punishment by way of community service. The new act also includes the act of mob lynching as an offense and now treats it at par with the offense of murder.
Gives more emphasis to the trial in electronic mode and
So,
through
guys, there is a
electronic
bit of technical
communication.
issue in the webinar. We don't have any issue in that, and the issue will be resolved very soon. Stay tuned, guys, for the webinar. And trust me, guys, the webinar is going to be very interesting, and you all will remember the webinar. Also,
Coming to
guys, I
the
would like to request you all to invite your friends into this webinar. And the webinar is going to be very informative, and definitely you're going to will be enjoying the webinar. Yeah, so as we can see, our friends have already joined. I would like to request all the everyone to kindly invite your friends to join this webinar.
do be present for more informative session.
Guys, our speaker would be joining very soon. Stay tuned for the webinar. Yeah, so that's the relief. Our speaker has joined. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, Ayush. Good evening, Anjali. Glad to meet you in this forum. Um we had been meeting in our classes and all, but today happens to be a special day regarding means sort of education or awakening among students or the young bloods who are going to be a citizen in near future of our enlightened citizen. So it's my privilege that you have asked me to speak on these three laws or acts or you can say codes that are likely to be effective with effect from 1st of July. So law is a very you can say important part of our society. Without law you cannot imagine a society which is civilized, that behaves in a appropriate manner and all. So any society if it has to be a civilized one, it has to abide by certain rules, laws, okay, norms, cultural norms, traditions and all. A lot of many things like in Indian society, you can understand that we don't eat certain non-vegetarian foods, whereas certain countries in the West or some other parts of our own country, they do have. Okay, so unless and until there is a law prohibiting doing some sort of activity, action, which is not up to the mark or up to the accepted you can say behavior from a member of society, you cannot run your society in a very perfect manner, flawless manner, peace and order in the society. So to be fairness to prevail in the society, we need certain law. So as we all are aware that like all other countries, India do also have a constitution, which happens to be the Bible or main code of law of the land that gives direction to all the laws or all the codes, acts, ordinances, rules, whatever the legislature formulates. As you all aware that there are three organs of government: legislature, it legislates; executive, it executes the laws or enforces the laws; and judiciary, it keeps a check on the laws whether it is in spirit of the constitution or not. So constitution is the main Bible, or you can say uh, guiding force that helps our legislative body to formulate laws in such a manner that it does not violate or takes away any rights, or you can say fundamental rights that have been guaranteed to its citizens. So, if any of our law or sections or any provisions that the government or legislature formulates is not in the spirit of the constitution, it infringes upon or encroaches any of our rights or privileges, then our government is there to look after our welfare. It is supposed to be a welfare state. It cannot be a authoritarian or police state. So there comes the necessity of the judiciary. What is the role of judiciary? Judiciary is nothing but it interprets the constitution, it interprets the laws, whether the laws formulated by the government is in spirit of the constitution or not. You must be aware that adultery, the provision of 397, it was previously, it was under Indian Penal Code. Now it is no more in existence because it was violative of Article 14 and 19 of our fundamental rights. Okay, so uh, the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Chandrachud, CGI Chandrachud, CY Chandrachud, he repealed that. Repealed what means? It said it is against the principles of equality, against the principles of freedom and all, right to freedom. So the same clause or same section is no more in existence. So nevertheless, our purpose today is to look into the all the three acts or the codes that have come up in our parliament, and it was ratified by our, or the you can say the president given its her consent or assent on 25th of December last year, and it is going to be implemented with effect from 1st of July. So we'll try to understand how the nitty gritty of the three codes or the rule books based upon which the judicial entire judicial system of our country works. Okay, so the judicial system, the hierarchy of judicial courts and all, we have inherited from our colonial era, colonial in the sense from British. So all the laws that we still practicing, we are in the process of changing a lot many laws, same laws which draws its origin from maybe 19th century 1860 IPC, then 72 is your evidence act, then 1973 used to be 1898, so it was reformulated. So a lot many changes took place, but this is the first time a holistic change has been made by the government. Okay, so we need to understand one by one all the things. First of all, as I was telling that unless there is a law, there is a rule, there is a norm, how the society, how the members should behave, it there can be anarchy in the society, there can be very chaos in the society, any sort of jungle raj. You cannot, because society can only be civilized and can be progressive if it behaves in a certain manner. The members of the society are law abiding, they are as sensitive to the rights of others as it is to himself. So unless and until I care about the other person, I don't expect that the same other person is going to care about me. So there are certain things that we abhor means we don't like, or we don't expect any member of our society to behave. Okay, so if anyone is delinquent or not in on same page of the society, then he is liable for that. So every person in the eyes of law is a legal person if he is of sound mind, or he or she is of 18 years of age major and of full soundness of mind. So once you attain the age of 18 years, you are citizen of India, you got your fundamental rights, you have got your own rights and privileges, you have got your own liabilities, your duties towards the constitution, towards the nation, towards the society, towards the government. Okay, so as long as you were minor, whatever actions you used to take, a certain you can say sort of the government or the law is little bit very lenient on looking on the minors, because they understand, or it is of the presumption that minor, the brain or the mind of minor students or minor boys, minor girls is not that much matured or developed, so they may not be understand all the law and all, why how they should behave, why they should not behave like that. So for them a separate law is there. Okay, so once you are 18 years of age, you are liable for your own faults, you have your own rights and privileges. Okay, you are a legal person in the eyes of law. Okay, if somebody infringes your right or privileges, you can go and knock the doors of judiciary. So what is the purpose of law? The purpose of law is to bring a justice, an ecosystem or environment of equality, equity, okay, fairness, no space for arbitrariness, partiality, like that. So how do we ensure that? If somebody is behaving in a very you can say reckless manner or arbitrarily manner or in a very bad way, so he needs to be taken care of. He must not be let scot free, because if you let one person go doing some wrong thing, then it will encourage some other person or other members of the society that he has done that and he just got away. So it is not like that. Okay, then the course of law takes its course. So the main objective of law is to prevent crime, unexpected behavior from its members, from the society, from the citizens. Okay, so how to ensure that? So if we punish the person who has done something wrong, so certainly a message is going to the larger mass that if you do or behave in such a manner like rape or murder or abuse or defame somebody, like slander or libel, or if you post something that is against the government or against a certain public figure who is enjoying good public image, so these comes under criminal charges, liabilities. Okay, so there are two types of cases, that is civil and criminal. Criminal means that has got very you can say legal implications, grave of nature. Civil in the sense like small, like issue over property or land, something like that. Okay, torts, that is called civil wrong is called tort. And criminal means any action like fighting, affray, injury, hurt, grievous hurt, rape, murder, kidnap, abduction. These all are defined. So all the three law codes that we are about to start is a complete or comprehensive code. So you may not have that much idea, but you must have had your basic idea about constitution. So you can say these IPC, CRPC is nothing but it is subset of the main set is, or master set, or is a superset that we generally say in maths. So is constitution. So according all the things, the very first article of the constitution says any law that the government frames or is in existence at the time of when the constitution came into being, if it is not in the spirit of the constitution, then it is void. Void ab initio, means since the origin. Okay, like tomorrow if I say that all those students who are from Dhanbad area, they are not permitted to go outside from the main gate or MG. So do you think this is tenable? Certainly not, because you have your fundamental right. So if your fundamental right is challenged, that the local lights are with the presumption that they may indulge in some behavior which is not in the right spirit of the management of the college, then it is arbitrary. Okay, so it will not stand the scrutiny of law. So you can challenge. Okay, so you during your school days, college days, you must have gone through your civics paper and all. So all the these fundamental rights you have gone through, article 14 to article 32. Then again you have your fundamental duties, then directive principles of state policy. Fundamental duties comes under article 51A, and part 3 says about your fundamental rights, and directive principles of state policy comes under part 4. So these are the things that are expected to that every citizen of the country is aware of the basic things. Okay, so tomorrow if you are doing a job or something in your corporate world or maybe government sector, anywhere, so you may come across a situation where you are expected to behave in a manner that a member of a society or civilized society or an Indian citizen should behave. You cannot behave in such a manner that if in your workplace you are behaving in or you are not in right spirit, you are speaking with people from South India or something, or from, or you can say uh, the team members who are from the opposite sex, girls. You are not very, yeah. So at the same time you are doing your things correctly, professionally you are doing correctly, but one thing is that you are, since you are ignorance about the thing, how you should not behave or speak in a manner that takes away somebody else's right. Okay, so ignorance of law is no excuse. Okay, there is two things of law. Okay, that is ignorantia facit excusat. Ignorantia facit means ignorance of fact is, you can take excuse. Okay, suppose you shot your gun in the bush, and somebody was hiding in the bush, and you didn't intend to kill that person, and you presuming that some dog or some animal was doing some nuisance or something like that near your house, so you just shoot that, you intended to shoot that dog, and suppose A or B or Z or Y or X was just hiding over there to something. So you were not aware that an individual or human being was hiding over there. So this is ignorance of fact. You were not aware that a person with the intention, maybe good intention, maybe bad intention, was sitting over there. So you can take excuse, and the court will take cognizance, and you will be acquitted. But when you say that you are riding a four-wheeler or a two-wheeler without belt, or you can say helmet, and if you are caught by the traffic police, you cannot, and he's make a challan or challenge you with that, why didn't you wear your sitting belt or your helmet? So you cannot say that I don't know. So ignorance of law is not justify. Ignorantia juris non excusat. This is French proverb. Ignorance of fact is excusable, but ignorance of law is not a valid reason to get scot free. Okay, so these are the two basic principles of law. Then second principle is that I want to bring about, that the law believes that even if 100 persons are getting acquitted or getting scot free, the court is more interested in ensuring that not a single person is booked or getting punished. Even if it costs acquittal of 100 persons, it is okay, but it is not okay that an innocent person is getting punishment. This is the basic ethics that our judicial system is working. So now, first of all, you people are very, you can so raw. You are not having that much. You are engineering graduates, likely to be engineering graduates. You are let me tell you that the courts that we inherited in our country, previously we used to have presidential means in presidency areas we used to have courts. Now we have three tier of judiciary, that is at district level, at state level, capital level, then there is central level, that is supreme court. Okay, so I want to tell you that in district level there are different courts. So suppose इफ आई से कि आपको बताता हूं कि अगर आपका कोई फंडामेंटल राइट, किसी ने आपको फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन और स्पीच में किसी ने आपको परमिशन नहीं दिया, या फिर आपको रूम में बंद करके रखा है, आप हॉस्टल से निकल नहीं सकते हो एक सप्ताह तक, अभी लाइक कोरोना. तो कोरोना वाज अ स्पेशल एपिडेमिक, स्पेशल प्रोविजन वाज इन्वोक्ड. ओके, so epidemic that law and all was invoked under that circumstance. But now I cannot tell that Avinash or Vivek or something like that, or Rohini, you cannot come out of your classroom, or you cannot speak to a person for a single day or something like that. Okay, it cannot be. So when your fundamental right is challenged, can you go directly to Supreme Court? So these are the things I think a little bit idea you have got. So there are under special circumstances only we can go to Supreme Court or High Court. These courts have got original jurisdiction as well as appellate jurisdiction. In the same way, district level courts, these are the lower courts. Okay, so around 17,000, more than 17,000, 17,500 or something, the number of courts in our country. Okay, so and number of states, as many number of states, as many high courts are there. Of course, in Punjab and Haryana, then this Meghalaya and all, there is 2-3 states are sharing one high court. Okay, so I wanted to tell you or give you background about the judicial system. So to get justice, it is people say that when you go to justice, go to court, you need a lot of money. Okay, so मीन्स कोर्ट में जाने का मतलब है कि आपका दिवालिया होना है, मतलब you are going to lose money, a lot money. It is not like that, my dear friends. The constitution is such that it has made provision that even a pauper or very poor person can also go and seek justice from the court of law. Okay, appropriate provisions are there. That is called 39A article. In 39A, you will be finding that free legal ad. Okay, you'll be provided that you make certain statement or undertaking that I belong to a poor section BPL. I don't afford getting justice, and my rights have been encroached or infringed upon by my employer or by my neighbor, or something wrong has been done to me. So he can go and avail that right. But if it is proved to be wrong, then accordingly you will be made to pay the money. So I mean to say, at district level there are criminal courts as well as civil courts. There are sessions court, there are judicial magistrate, first class judicial magistrate, second class judicial magistrate, then you can say judicial magistrate, and above that it comes sessions court or court of sessions. Okay, so sessions judge happens to be the highest judge in criminal matters, and he can only give punishment for life imprisonment or death sentence. That too he can give verdict, but it has to be concurred or approved by high court. Okay, so other than sessions judge, no other, even chief judicial magistrate, he can give punishment up to 7 years. Okay, then there is administrative, you can say judicial powers have also been given to administrative officers. Administrative officers means IS officers and all. That is called executive magistrate. So district magistrate हो गया, जैसे उसके बाद हो गया एडिशनल सब डिविजनल मजिस्ट्रेट, दिस ऑल कोर्ट ऑफ एग्जीक्यूटिव मजिस्ट्रेट, कोर्ट ऑफ सब डिविजनल मजिस्ट्रेट, देन कोर्ट ऑफ स्पेशल एग्जीक्यूटिव मजिस्ट्रेट. These are like that. Okay, so in certain areas like metropolitan and all, like Delhi, Bombay or Calcutta, there are, you can say, metropolitan. In metropolitan area there are metropolitan magistrates, then additional metropolitan magistrates, chief metropolitan magistrates. Okay, then high court, there are high courts, there is Supreme Court. So only and only if it is concerned to your fundamental right, you can go direct to Supreme Court or High Court. Article 14 to 32, you will be there are all these articles are there. It has given or gives you or guarantees you certain fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are those rights which are required for the development of individual, the best grooming of a person. Okay, without these basic rights, no individual can be expected to develop himself in the best possible manner. Okay, so these are the basic rights. When it is encroached, you can go to High Court under Article 226 and Supreme Court 32. Okay, so the basic is now clear that you must be. So now that comes, if anybody is doing wrong, then how to correct that. The purpose is to punish, obviously, unless until you are subjected to some punishment or sort of some you can say has to go through some tough phase or given some sort of pain or something, or penance, sort of penance that monks used to have, penance. So like that, you must go through these things. So the new laws, there is a provision for community service. Okay, it was, as of now, it was not there, but certain awakened judges or brothers of judicial fraternity, they had given punishment to certain students and all. They need to do some community service like plantation or cleaning in the campus and all like that. Students who had involved in themselves in this ragging and all in college and all. So I wanted to tell that the main principles for giving punishment is to correct the society in its approach, to keep a balance between the bad and good things. The bad things should not be encouraged in such a manner that the larger member of the society again indulges into all such, like taking alcohol in public, doing obscene activities in public places, breaking the public property, or some other activities, nuisance or affray or some like that in the public. So there are different definitions or concepts of giving punishment. First one is, we need to instill a fear among other members of the society or citizen that people should not get into doing this particular act, because if he does, then he'll also be subjected to the same sort of punishment which this present instance or the person is likely to face or is going to go through. Like first one is deterrent, the sense of deterrent means दूसरे में एक डर होना चाहिए. So that concept is deterrent policy, deterrent punishment. Deterrent means अगर हमने कोई punishment दिया तो दूसरे लोगों में, समाज में एक ऐसा मैसेज जाना चाहिए कि दूसरे लोग उसमें deter करें, वो लोग नहीं करें. So the first concept is deterrent punishment. Second one is your रिट्रीब्यूटिव पनिशमेंट. रिट्रीब्यूटिव पनिशमेंट का मतलब होता है अगर आपने एन आई फॉर एन आई, एन tooth for a tooth, like that means if somebody has said murdered, he needs to be executed, he needs to be also executed in public. This is retributive is not followed in India. It is Arab countries, it is there. Retributive, the same means the act which you have done, you will also be subjected to the same pain which you have done to, you have done with somebody else. That is retributive punishment. Then another is preventive. Preventive means in such a manner that you are prevented from doing that. Okay, so preventive means putting into bars, detention, jail, so that you are prevented from damaging further in the society. That is preventive idea or concept of punishment. Another is reformative. Reformative in the sense means all those who are wrongdoers, they are it is believed that they are not born criminals, as Gandhi ji, or in the Bible Jesus Christ says that hate the sin, not the sinner. Gandhi ji also used to tell, hate the sin, not the sinner. So nobody is born as a criminal. It is the circumstances, the situation, or the prevailing compulsions, you can say, that made a person, that makes a person either a good person or bad person, because of poverty, lack of care, lack of education. These are the common reasons. Or maybe in staying in some societies where these are common, like you are having staying in slum area where hooligans and these all these sort of criminals, then peddlers, drug peddlers are there, so you will also start behaving in the same manner. So such person, if they are of you can say not in consonance with the requirement of the law, then they'll be subjected to a phase called reform, or maybe 1 year, 2 year, if they are major, they'll be put in reformatories or reform homes. Okay, so these are the things. Now getting back to the courts, the main purpose of our that webinar happens to be the new codes. So you cannot understand these three codes, the differences, or whether it is good or bad, unless and until you get a glimpse or small idea about the previous codes. So first of all, we'll discuss about, or I will be highlighting about Indian penal code. और इसका सबसे पहले तो मैं बताना चाहूंगा, जो इंग्लिश नाम आया है, दिस इज कॉल्ड, हिंदी में इसका आया भारतीय न्याय संहिता, आई थिंक, है ना, दिस BNS. ओके, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड BNS, भारतीय न्याय संहिता. So the very first thing that have I think caught your eye is that name of the codes. Previously Indian Penal Code, now they call it. So the more emphasis is given to Hindi. Okay, rather giving it an English name, they tried, the government or the legislature tried to give a name in Hindi, Devanagari Lipi. Okay, so whatever may be the idea behind. Okay, So Nyaya Sanghita happens to be that previous, it is, you can say, a sort of replica or modified version of Indian Penal Code 1860. So now it will be called Bharatiya Nyaya Sanghita 2023. So a lot many provisions, you can say almost 8 new mm, things or sections have been added. And previously there used to be, I think, 511 sort of, yes, 511 sections used to be there. And now the a lot many sections have been either repealed, removed, or a lot many 8 sections have so far as my knowledge, because I still I am not in receipt of full that PDF or book. It is not available in the market right now. Whatever I know, it is sort of from online sources only. So one thing, be assured that as much you are uneducated on these 3 things, we are also on the same page, because a single pass of these 3 bills with a single stroke, it has made the whole nation into a student phase. Do you understand the gravity of my statement, what I mean to say? Because even though I am a legal student, having my masters in law and all, I again go through these books. I again need to mug up all these sections if I want to practice law, if I want to defend my client, if I want to defend for my company, okay, or government. Because so far as 420, that numeric figure gives me the idea about cheating, but now it has become 300 something. Okay, 354. Okay, then murder happened to be 302. The punishment, 399 and 200, murder and all. So 302, 299 and 300, 302 for punishment for murder. So now 302 has become 101. Okay, so like that, 121, waging war against the government. So it has now become uh, uh, 146. Then 124, sedition. It has now become 150. Okay, then illegal, जनरली वी से 144, धारा 144 लग गया, तो हमको क्या पता है कि 5 लोग से ज्यादा एक जगह पर नहीं हो सकते. So it has now become 187 in new code. ओके, देन 420 का 300 कुछ है, 16 और 26 ऐसा कुछ है. तो लाइक दैट, ऐसा ऐसा जितने कोर्स है जो हमारे डिफेमेशन वाले थे, डिफेमेशन वाला जो है 499, वो बन गया अभी हमारा 354. 354 हमारा पहले क्या हुआ करता था, आउटरेजिंग द मोडेस्टी ऑफ अ वुमेन. ठीक है, रेप हमारा होता था 376, 376 ए बी सी डी. नाउ इट हैज बिकम अंडर 63, 65, 64, 70. 124, 150 हो गया सेडिशन का. सो दीज आर द चेंजेस. सो Indian code, there used to be 511. So all the most of, not most, all, I must say that all the offenses or wrong things that you can imagine used to be codified in a book called Indian Penal Code 1860. So all those things have now been taken over or replaced with some other sections, but more or less all this, it is a cut and paste activity, wherein only 8 new sections have been added, like terrorist acts and all, these have been included. Then sedition has been removed, but at the same time, any act that is against the sovereignty, security, um, of the nation or unity of the nation, you are likely to be charged for that, liable for that. Then again, there is terrorist acts and all. Then organized crime. These are the new things. Okay, that are added in these things. Then I'll say another thing about this, that the eight amendments, so far as eight amendments, not amendments, new provisions have been, some new you can say crimes have been added, like lynching has been, then manipulating the circumstances and doing sort of uh, illegal copulation with a woman, that the punishment has increased with the inducement, maybe say for job offer, or you can say for marriage, on the pretext of doing marriage and all, and you get into some sort of copulation with some lady or something like that. So the punishment has been increased to 20 years life imprisonment. Then one more thing, previously there used to be that one more thing, lynching I covered. Then one more thing that is changed. Okay, I'll cover later on when it comes to. So now IPC is over. So any doubt about IPC as of now? You can ask. Am I audible? Hello,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're
Yes,
audible, sir.
sir.
Sir,
audible na?
few doubts have been asked by the
So
viewers, sir.
host, you, yes,
With
yes,
a deep,
ask. You
well
can.
knowledge and experience in the field of law, Professor Sumanto excels in understanding the legislative changes and effects on society. We are delighted to have him as a guest speaker for today's webinar and imparting essential knowledge.
Now, we will hold a Q&A session. We encourage everyone to actively engage during this session. Please don't hesitate to use the chat function to ask questions and share your thought. Your participation will make our discussion more dynamic
Ask.
and informative. Yes, sir. So one question has been asked, sir. How these changes in laws will affect our daily life as a student?
As a student. So as a student, you are
Yes.
as of now you were not affected unless and until you indulged yourself into a sort of reckless activity. Okay, so you are, everyone, not a student, everyone is insulated or is safe from these codes unless and until you do something or engage yourself uh, with some sort of activity that is not expected. Then only you are going to be affected. You are
Coming
at
to the
the better end to learn. You are at the better end as compared to these professionals like me and other judges or police officers or government servants or advocates or counsels, because we are also now become a student. Okay, as the act is new for you, the same is with us also. We also need to learn all the things. So learning is not learning, unlearning and relearning is the need of the hour. If I don't unlearn the things that is not required, then I am not fit for the society. So you people are not having means this IPC and all, you were not aware about all these sections and all, because you are now just in the prime of your just not student's life, and you have not become even professional. So अभी तो आपको पता नहीं होगा, इसलिए आपको ज्यादा कोई अफेक्टेड नहीं. ओनली थिंग इज दैट कि certain things you must keep in mind, that you will be safe if your conscience is telling that this is correct. So conscience means conscience keeper. You need to be a conscience keeper. If your conscience says that this is not done, this is not supposed to be done to my friend or some other person, or this is wrong, if your heart tells this is wrong, so heart happens to be the your perfect guide or brain. Okay, if your brain says that do like this, I'll earn more money, but if your heart says no, this is the wrong way to earn more money, so you are safe. Otherwise you need to learn, and every nowadays unless if you are not aware about your rights and all, then you are very likely to be victimized at every front. Maybe tomorrow you are buying something, if you are not aware about consumer protection act, your rights may be encroached, you may be cheated, and you cannot do anything because you don't know. If you don't know about limitation act, your next door neighbor may do any wrong thing. Okay, there is easement act. ईजमेंट एक्ट, देयर इज लिमिटेशन एक्ट। अगर आपने या मैंने आपको थप्पड़ मारा और मैं 3 साल के बाद कोर्ट जाऊंगा, देन आपको कोर्ट से रिलीफ नहीं मिलेगा। तो ये सारी चीजें अनलेस एंड अनटिल आप अवेयर है, तो जैसा मैंने अभी बताया, ignorance of ignorantia facit excused and ignorantia juris non excused. Ignorance of law is not excuse. So go through the sections, learn the things. वैसे भी सेक्शंस जो आईपीसी का 3511 था, वो हो गया अभी 358, थोड़ा घट गया है, पहले ज्यादा था, बट ऑलमोस्ट सेम है। किसी को सबसेक्शन बना दिया, किसी को थोड़ा सा पनिशमेंट जो 2 साल का था 10 साल कर दिया। हाँ, एक और जो मैं बता रहा था, दैट वो टर्म था। पहले क्या होता था कि हाफ ऑफ द पनिशमेंट इफ यू हैव गॉन थ्रू, इफ यू हैव अंडरगॉन, देन आपको बेल मिलता था या फिर आपको पेरोल मिलता था। अभी जब आपको अगर लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट है तो आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, और 7 साल से ज्यादा ज्यादा है तो आपको फिर आधा पनिशमेंट कंप्लीट करने के बाद भी आपको बेल नहीं मिलेगा। दिस इज अनदर थिंग आई फॉरगॉट, आई वाज टेलिंग ना कि मेरे दिमाग में आएगा तो मैं बताऊंगा। दिस इज द थिंग। So as a student, whenever you get chance, these learn these things, whenever, because tomorrow you may plan to appear for your UPSC, civil services and all. So all these reads I told, there are 5 types of reads. I'll be telling you later on if time permits. There are 5 reads and how these reads work. So any more question on this? Otherwise we'll move forward.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, coming to second question, how will the new law impact the use of forensic evidence?
Yes. So any act for which the punishment is more than 7 years, now the law mandates that it has to be, there has to be the examination or investigation has to be done with forensic science or forensic investigation. When I say forensic means a lot many things that the that entails to be you can say learned or investigated upon, to getting into the nitty gritty or the depth of the crime. Like finger forensic means that like fingerprints, your blood stains, okay, some other. So uh, you may not be aware about 2 3 terms that I want to introduce. That is called, there is a penology, victimology, and there is another. So victimology is a branch of science, of you can say forensic science, wherein a crime or a particular crime, or you can say incident or mishap, is studied on the basis of victim, not on the offender or criminal. That is called victimology. Why that victim has to be studied? So suppose a lady has been targeted and molested in the evening yesterday near the campus. So victimology says why this particular lady was subjected to that. So that branch says, which is branch of forensic, okay, why that particular person or particular lady was chosen, why not others? So they'll study why, what was the routine of that lady, what with whom, or what all are the person with whom she used to interact, what type of social media she was having, all these things. So a pattern needs to be studied on the victim, why this particular victim has been chosen. Otherwise, in you can say investigation and all, generally police investigation, CBI, ID, and every CID, every all these agencies studies about the criminals, find out the technologies or what were the preparation intent. So nowadays it is another branch, then victimology, then penology. These are the 3 branches of forensic sciences. यूज सपोज अगर कहीं कोई नेल्स है या फिर सम हेयर किसी का गिरा हुआ, these are part of forensic studies. And आपको पता है अलग अलग forensic laboratory of Indian forensic laboratory भी है आपका, सेंट्रल CFSL या कुछ नाम, सेंट्रल फॉरेंसिक लैब, ऐसे कुछ नाम है उनका। ठीक है, तो वहाँ 7 साल से अगर ज़्यादा पनिशमेंट है कोई भी क्राइम का, तो उसको फोरेंसिक लाइन से भी उसको स्टडी करना है, उसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन होना है ना। कई बार क्या होता, अगेन वही चीज आ गया, एन इनोसेंट पर्सन शुड नॉट बी पनिश्ड, द आइडिया बिहाइंड दैट। फोरेंसिक से मर्डर किसी ने किया बट कोई और, क्या होता है जैसे अभी जो पोस्ट केस में जो पूना में हुआ, दैट ड्राइवर केम आउट एंड स्टार्टेड टेलिंग दैट आई वाज द पर्सन बिहाइंड द व्हील, बट प्रैक्टिकली ही वाज नॉट देयर, दैट माइनर बॉय वाज
Yes.
riding the car. So because of money, wealth, he wanted, or the family wanted their that this boy is saved. उनको दे दिया 50 लाख 40 लाख रुपया, वो ले लिया। वो तो सोचेगा कि मैं तो एज ए ड्राइवर मुझे 50 लाख या मैं 5 लाख 15 साल में नहीं कमा पाऊंगा, 50 लाख कम से कम मेरे फैमिली जेल में तो खाना खाना है, और ठीक है चला जाएगा। तो इसलिए फॉरेंसिक एविडेंस और फॉरेंसिक इन्वेस्टिगेशन इंपॉर्टेंट हो गया। फर्दर अगेन गो अहेड, एनी फर्दर क्वेश्चन?
Yes, sir. That was a very fantastic answer, sir. And so we can say that more questions are being asked. One more question is there that what are the new provisions for victim protection and witness support?
Victim protection
And
and
witness support. Witness support.
witness witness support.
Yes, sir.
See, so far as the definition is says that is saying, or the marketing, or you can say that USP of the new codes that you have gone through. USP means unique selling proposition. So, in management terms, I'm telling USP. So the USP is that the new laws are more convenient and it is user friendly, or it means it is very good for the victims, or you can say witness and all. But fact of the matter, everything remains same, the agency of investigation remains same, the justice delivery system remains same. So almost all the provisions that had used to be there in previous code continues to be there in this code as well. Witnesses are the identity of these witnesses, the identity of victims are protected. Of course, it was there in previous code also. All the victims name, especially in cases of rape or some other heinous crimes, his identity used to be, even of the accused offender or criminals, it used to be hidden from the public. Because tomorrow the same gentleman, because if you publicize the name of that person who has, because of some provocation or some because of circumstances, has murdered or has done something bad, or stolen money or doing robbery, so he'll have bad name in the society. So there is means you are just discarding all the avenues that the same person will have after undergoing the 14 years or 10 years or 7 years of punishment, rejoin in the same society and contribute the society in the nation building. So if I come to know that Mr. Sumanto has been involved in robbery or some criminal misappropriation of fund or something like that, and so in future when I get back from the detention or jail, so no company is going to hire me, no society is going to accept me. See, this Sumanto is coming, is the same person who was convicted for cheating or something like that, any wrongdoing. Okay, so these are the protections. It is still there, that used to be there in the previous codes. Okay, no change. Okay, one more provision has been added, that is CRPC, not IPC. That will include, or let me tell you that previously what used to happen. Suppose the crime happened to be done by, used to be a result of 5 person involved in that. Okay, so one person, suppose he does not respond to someone, there happens to be two cases, दैट इज समन केस एंड वारंट केस। दो तरह का केस होता है बच्चा, ठीक है। एक समन केस होता है, एक वारंट केस होता है। जो हीनस या फिर जो गंभीर तरह का, जो ऑल दोज क्राइम्स व्हिच आर ऑफ ग्रेव नेचर, उसमें उसको बताया जाता है वारंट केस। वारंट केस दो तरह का होता है, एक होता है आपका टेकन कॉग्निजेंस बाय द पुलिस, पुलिस उसको लेके जाता है कहाँ पर, मजिस्ट्रेट के पास, डीएम के पास, या फिर चीफ जुडिशियल मजिस्ट्रेट के पास, वहां लेके जाता है। मतलब कोर्ट लेके जाता है, तो एक हो जाता है वो आपका वारंट केस, और एक होता है नॉट बाय द पुलिस, सपोज कोई प्राइवेट पर्सन है उस केस को अगर लेके जाता है तो वो भी वारंट केस होता है, और समन केस, बाकी जो वारंट केस नहीं होता वो समन केस होता है। एक और चीज आई वांट टू, सिंस आपने पूछ लिया, जो ऑफेंसेस होता है दो तरह के होते हैं, एक कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस होता है, एक नॉन कॉग्निजेंट। कॉग्निजेंस मतलब जो लिटरल वर्ड से आपको समझ में क्या होता है कि आपने उसको समझ लिया, तो पुलिस को अगर लगता है कि यहाँ पर कुछ गड़बड़ होने वाला, तो वो खुद एक्शन अगर कर लेता है उसमें, उसको अगर पावर है, उसको लग रहा है कि यहाँ मर्डर हुआ है, तो उसको डीएम का और एग्जीक्यूटिव मजिस्ट्रेट का परमिशन और उसका रिटन परमिशन का जरूरत नहीं है। ही द पुलिस और एसआई इज कॉम्पिटेंट एनफ टू इन्वेस्टिगेट इनटू द मैटर। उसको हो गया कॉग्निजेंस। कॉग्निजाइजेबल ऑफेंस मतलब होता है ग्रेव ऑफ नेचर, जो जिसमें होता है मर्डर हो गया, रेप हो गया, थेफ्ट हो गया, जो या फिर कोई सपोज अगर कोई क्राइम करके जेल से भागा हुआ है, तो उसमें फिर ऑर्डर लेने का जरूरत नहीं, ये सब कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस होता है। ठीक है। और नॉन कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस वो होता है जो सिंपल टाइप का होता है, जैसे एफ्रे हो गया, डिफेमेशन हो गया, छोटा मोटा इंसल्ट हो गया, ये सारी चीज नॉन कॉग्निजेबल। मतलब इस सब चीज के लिए इन्वेस्टिगेट करने के लिए पहले आपको किसका परमिशन चाहिए? मजिस्ट्रेट का चाहिए। मगर कुछ कुछ ऐसा ऑफेंस होता है जो ज्वाइंट होता है, दो तरह का, उसमें चोरी भी हुआ और उसके बाद मर्डर भी कर दिया। तो चोरी तो सिंपल चीज है, वो क्या है? नॉन कॉग्नाइजेबल है। और मर्डर क्या हो गया? कॉग्नाइजेबल है। नाउ क्वेश्चन में पॉप अप इन योर माइंड कि सर इसमें तो कॉग्नाइजेबल भी है और नॉन कॉग्नाइजेबल, दोनों ऑफेंस है। तो अंडर सच केसेस द पुलिस इज फुली कॉम्पिटेंट टू स्टार्ट और एक्ट बेस्ड अपॉन द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑन द फील्ड, ग्राउंड जीरो देखकर वो करेगा। ठीक है। एंड अनदर और एक चीज जो आप लोगों को यूल बी मे नॉट बी अवेयर, देयर इज कॉल्ड कंपाउंडेबल ऑफेंस एंड नॉन कंपाउंडेबल ऑफेंस। कंपाउंडेबल ऑफेंस मगर लाइक होता है, अगर मेरे से आपसे अगर झगड़ा हो गया, या फिर आपने मेरे अगेंस्ट में डिफेमेशन कर, मैंने मेरे अगेंस्ट में कुछ आपने बोल दिया जो सही नहीं है, आपने बोल दिया मेरे बारे में ऐसा जो नहीं बोलना चाहिए, या गाली दे दिया, तो मैं आपको केस करूंगा। तो कंपाउंडेबल मतलब कि हम लोग आपस में फिर डिस्कस करके कॉम्प्रोमाइज करके कोर्ट में हम लोग जाएंगे कि ये केस हमने विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं और कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर लिया। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? तो इसको बोलते हैं कंपाउंडेबल। नॉन कंपाउंडेबल लाइक मर्डर हो गया, रेप हो गया, इस सब में नॉन कंपाउंडेबल होता है। नॉन कंपाउंडेबल में भी दो चीज होता है, कंपाउंडेबल में भी दो होता है, एक विद द परमिशन ऑफ कोर्ट, एक बिना कोर्ट के परमिशन भी आप कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर सकते हो। क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
फर्दर एनीथिंग एल्स?
No, sir. So, like moving forward,
We will be
so we
putting
would
you.
like to,
We would be like to
yeah,
present you with a memento. Now, we would like to present Sumanto sir with a small
No,
token
no,
of
no, no.
appreciation and a memento on
I
behalf of
think the
IT
time is
students.
over or what? Any more questions? Thanks, thanks. So beautiful, so nice.
Thank you, sir.
thank you,
We
sir.
would like to extend our sincere thanks to Professor Sumanto sir for taking the time to impart his valuable knowledge and experience. We are deeply appreciative. Thank you, sir.
Should you have any more
Welcome. But
questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us via our social media handles. We would like to thank all our viewers for being here and making this event a fantastic success. Thank you and best wishes to everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
okay, okay. Thank you. Bye. Nice. It was a nice experience. Okay. Hope you enjoyed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye.
It was a very informative session.
Okay. Thank you. Same here. Thanks, Anjali. Thanks,
Yes, sir.
Ayush.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay,
sir.
for coordinating well. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Now, our event has come to an end. Thank you everyone for attending this webinar.
And I would like to again repeat that if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us via our social media handles. We would like to thank everyone for joining this session. Thank you.